What's up, everybody? Welcome. YourFieldisChoice.com daily hit and run show. Special time, 12:30 Eastern. Sorry you didn't go on earlier. You had some issues going on I had to take care of. But we are here. I don't want to miss a day. Anybody's watching live, thanks for joining in. YourFieldisChoice.com, $25 a month. That includes all sports. Check us out. Free Discord, discord.gg/YourFieldisChoice. Eric, if you can throw that Discord address in the chat, please. Eric on the other side of the glass there. And now all of a sudden I'm having computer problems. I got a new computer too, so whatever. I mean, I'll be able to see some chat here, guys. So big slate today. DraftKings is carrying, I think, 15 games. Meanwhile, we have is carrying 14 games. So DraftKings is carrying the second game of that doubleheader, Pittsburgh, St. Louis. All right, so let's make sure. Can you guys hear me and see me? My computer's going crazy. Weather, it's actually a good weather night. It's I don't see. Well, before I open my big mouth, I don't think it's a big weather night. I know we have some wind now. We have some wind in Wrigley, so we may. I'm looking at definitely the Padres in that game today as one of my top stacks. But yeah, I don't see any rain anywhere. It's very hot, humid across the country. I said in Wrigley, you're talking like 90 degrees, very humid there. Wind blowing out. In Coors, we have the wind. Actually, wind's blowing in, but it's very warm in Coors. So that's obviously good hitting weather in Coors slate. So kind of slates I don't like. But anybody's been watching the show, we've been crushing on cash games. I made a comment in one of my Discords that I'd be a millionaire right now if I just played cash games. And I'm not smart enough. I got to keep throwing in the GBPs. And next thing you know, I'm maybe breaking even or, making money, but we're not making huge money because GBPs. But we will hit a GBP here soon. A big one's coming up. But cash games have been money every night. I think Sunday was the only day we really didn't hit cash. So let's just get to it. I need you guys that are watching, please ask any questions, throw some comments in there, tell me I'm full of crap, tell me I'm right, I'm wrong, or whatever. But we said we have been on a pretty good roll. Check out our Discord. Before I forget, but this is US Open weekend, right? So for golf. So that's a big deal coming up. We have Eric's NASCAR coming up this weekend. I'm not sure what race it is, Eric, but you want to throw it in there. And what else we have? We have our PrizePicks show tomorrow. Our PrizePicks been hitting pretty well. So, all right, time for MLB. We did the weather. Let's look at some Vegas implied runs. Right now, the top implied runs of the night is Coors. We got Cleveland, 6.3 runs. Going to be very popular. J-Rams going to be probably 90% of my lineups. So Coors, Indians, 6.3 implied. Above that, this is a great pitching slate, but also some good hitting. So the Red Sox, 5.9 implied at home in Fenway against the A's, high number. Braves, 5.7 implied, high number. They're in Washington. Padres, we just said Wrigley, hot, humid, 90 degrees, wind blowing out, 5.7 runs. Blue Jays, 5.5 runs. So all the usual characters are all rolling here. The Cardinals, 5.4 in that second game, and then down to the Dodgers at 5.1 against the Angels. Everybody's in action tonight. It's going to be spread out, especially in GPPs. All the usual suspects. Those teams are all in good spots again tonight, and we got some good pitching. So hopefully we won't see a lot of people chopping up lines. Get it? On the money line, we have the Giants' heaviest favorite minus 255. They open up at 225. Heaviest favorite against the Royals. Yankees minus 230. Garrett Cole game. Red Sox minus 229 favorites. That's a Pavetta game. Then the Braves minus 225. Blue Jays minus 222. So all these teams are big offenses. They're heavy favorites tonight. It'll be a good night. Good night for DFS. Let's get to pitching then. That's enough of Vegas. What I'm looking at right now, and while we're looking at our cash, Garrett Cole is going to be the chalk play. Tough game last matchup. Still It's Garrett Cole. You throw him out there. Don't let that 3.63 ERA fool you when he's got 2.79 xFIP. 5-to-1 walk ratio, striking out 32% clip, comes in as a big favorite. Yes, he stumbled that last game, but he's going to stumble now and then. It's Garrett Cole. That was against Minnesota. That shouldn't happen twice in a row. He's in Yankee Stadium against Tampa. Tampa struggles against right-handed pitchers. 25.3% strikeout rate, low ISO, low WOBA. Cole should cruise here. So the thing is, there's really no big-time value pitchers that we can look at today or some punts for cash. It's going to have to be a double spend-up night, so we're going to have to find some value and we get to hitting. So what do we got for our SB2? Right now, you're looking at ownership-wise, it's all pointing towards Sean Manaea. Manaea for the Padres, but he's going in Wrigley. That win game, I'm not playing Sean Manaea as of right now in cash. I can't do it. Even though I see him popular, let other people play him. I'm not dealing in 90-degree weather in Wrigley. Very humid. So my SB2 as of this moment is Dylan Cease. Yes, he's up and down, but still he's still the biggest strikeout guy in baseball, the top K arm. At this price, 8.8, too cheap. Okay, this guy's on a 33% strikeout rate, I think, right now. On a season, K per 9 is 12.71 on the season. Yes, he can get hit up. And the big thing is Bill Miller's behind the plate tonight. Pitcher's ump. That's a big plus for Cease. So right now, Cease and Cole are my two top cash pitchers. Now, where we go from there? There's a bunch of other people you can go, but I'm not going below like 7.5 Tyler Mahle. So I love Tony Gonsolin tonight at 9.5. He's got the lowest expected ERA on a night. And we do like to go against the Angels. So I like Gonsolin. I like Shane. Now here's a good one. I like Shane Bieber in Coors as a GPP play. GPP only, but I'm taking a couple shots at Bieber. He's been over the last month. Bieber's been elite. 250 Sierra, 169 ERA, 1.06 whip over his last 5 starts. K rate 30%. Back to old Bieber we know and love. 11.0 K per 9. He's only allowed 6 runs over his last 32 innings. Rockies do struggle against righties, 132 ISO. Yes, it's in Coors. Yes, it's warm there. You can't play him in cash, but I will have Shane Bieber and some GPPs. I still think he could shut them down in Coors. Nick Pavetta also. Nick Pavetta is 9,300 on DK, 8,900 on FanDuel. No, opposite. On FanDuel, he's 93, 89 on DK. He's rolling. Tough matchup, tough game last matchup, but still 245 ERA, a whip of 0.93. Anytime you see a whip under 1, you want to pay attention. This is over his last 9 games too. 4 wins, last 5 starts, 0.88 whip, 28% K rate. Facing the A's, we've been picking on all year. They strike out 24% of the time to right-handed batters. Pavetta playing the team we pick on, the A's, like Pavetta. Last pitcher I kind of like tonight, Tyler Mahle. Very volatile pitcher, very up and down. Great game last game out. I watched that game against Arizona. Faced the same Arizona team tonight. In Arizona, roof closed. That's important too. And Mahle he's had some decent numbers. So let me see. That last game out against Arizona allowed 1 run, struck out 10. Now gets them again in Arizona. 3 straight quality starts. He's only allowed, 4 earned runs over his last 18 innings. 28% K rate, GPP play. So Mahle's a GPP play. Shane Bieber, GPP play. Cease and Cole, my top cash plays. And then I got Tony Gonsolin throwing in the middle there too. They're my top pitchers tonight. Anybody else to be different? Maybe a little Dane Dunning. Decent Sierra. Strikeout rate 23%, walk rate 7%. Facing Houston, but Houston's up and down this year. So in Texas, Pitchers Park, get by Jordan and Kyle Tucker, and you're in business. Okay, so that's it's probably pretty much it that I'm really seeing for pitching tonight. I mean, there's all these guys you can definitely play in GPPs, like Chris Bassett, of course, Logan Gilbert, Logan Webb. I mean, Max Fried, but I honestly, very tight. And I'm looking at Cole and Dylan Cease as my 2 cash guys, unless something changes. Anybody have any questions on pitching? I'm not sure how many people we have here live, but if you do, just shout out there. All right, pitching. That's all. Let's go around the bases then. Let's make this quick. Catcher. Looking at, there's some BBPs today too, as I've been researching most of the morning here. So I'm not sure about catcher, but nothing really catcher. Jorge Alfaro does hit Hendricks a little bit. That's another thing. Yeah, Kyle Hendricks and Wrigley, wind blowing out in warm weather. Okay, so who am I looking at right now? I'm looking at Alejandro Clark as my top catcher. He's been that way every night he plays. Red hot in June, batting .390 in June, 4 homers, 10 ribbies. And now against Jordan Lyles. Lock in Alejandro Clark. If you're not, you can go down to Gabe Marino is still very cheap on DK. If Marino plays, that's the big prospect for the Blue Jays. You can always lock Marino in there. He's 2-2. So here, Christian Bethancourt. All of a sudden, Christian Bethancourt is all of a sudden become a hitter. Never been a power hitter, but I mean, hey, the last 30 days was one of the best hitting catchers in the last 30 days for the A's. Hit 300, 4 ribbies, 8 ribbies, 310 OBP over the last month. And over the last week, he's hitting .530 with 3 homers, 5 RBIs. Christian Bethancourt. And then I got Austin Nola and Wrigley in that wind. I like Nola. He's hitting .360 over the last week. Sub 3K on DK. Cheap Padre stack. I'll have Austin Nola on my Padre stacks. And that's pretty much it for catcher. You got Contreras because Manaea, so that's GPP. If you see, there was somebody else here I saw earlier. Now it's escaping me. If this Wins kid, if Austin Wins gets the start for the Giants, I have some interest in him against Chris Bubic tonight. Bubic's terrible. Rochman, I just butchered his name for Baltimore. He's only 2,800. So against Kikuchi, I guess he's considered a value too. And one more, Cal Raleigh. I don't think people realize how well Cal Raleigh's hitting for Seattle. He's not hitting for average, but he's been hitting for power. Last 20 games, 6 homers, 16 ribbies, 309 ISO. Navarez, Deb Pearson asked about Omar Navarez. So it's going to be Caratini, right? Why do I have Caratini down as projected? Navarez, I mean, he's not hurt again, right? No, and it's lefty-righty, but it's Chris Bassett. Anytime I play Chris Bassett, it's GPP because I respect Chris Bassett too much. So, but Navarez, lefty-righty, yeah, he's on play. GPP. Any other questions on catcher before we move off this boring position? First base is absolutely loaded tonight. It really is. So you probably want to pay up at first base. So when I was digging in earlier, I was looking at, you can go up to Vlad. You can go up to Paul Goldschmidt, who's hitting. My favorite first base, I think, tonight, and he's only 5'1", is free Freddie Freeman. Not a bad price. I can get free Freddie for $5K. Going against Thor, Syndergaard for Angels. Freddie hit Syndergaard 10 for 23 lifetime BBP. That's a 435 batting average. Lefty righty matchup. We know what Freddie does to righties in Dodger Stadium. So Freddie's my top pay up at first base. Looking at ownership right now, nobody's really running away with it. It's Vlad at 13%. Big deal. So then you got Josh Naylor, 4-5. So if you don't want Freddie, go down Josh Naylor in Coors. Josh Naylor could definitely be a double dong day in Coors tonight. He has that ability to hit 2 home runs tonight. Going up against Sensatella, platoon advantage, 179 ISO, 338 WOBA, definitely could be double dong day for Naylor. Beside Naylor, got a couple BBP guys. We got Choi for Tampa, We all know the legendary tales of Troy versus Cole. 4 career home runs off of Cole, 25 at bats. He's 10 for 25, so it's not just the home runs. And he is hot right now. So he's getting Cole when he's hot. He's on a 11-game hit streak, I believe. Yep, 11-game hit streak, slashing 341, 378, 610 over that span. So Troy's a great play today, GPP, at $3,100 on DK, $3,700 on FanDuel. Then it brings us down to even cheaper, Jesus Aguilar. Aguilar right now crushes Zach Eflin, 7 for 15 lifetime, 467 batting average. He just went yard 3 days ago. Went yard twice 3 days ago against Astros. Now gets a better spot against Zach Eflin. 2,700 DK, 2,200 FanDuel. Jesus Aguilar, great GPP, one-off spot. If you're doing a stack and you need a first baseman, you only have $2,500, throw Aguilar in there. And one more is Eric Hosmer, 2,600. Hosmer is in a slump, yes, but get right spot. Definitely against Kyle Hendricks. 90-degree weather, humid, wind blowing out in Wrigley. Then you get Eric Hosmer, $2,400 on DK. Love that spot. Lots of plays. Wilmer Flores. I love Wilmer Flores against a lefty. That's Bubik. You can play Wilmer Flores at 3.8. You can play his teammate Darren Ruff, also first base eligible, 3.7 against Bubik. First base is loaded today. I didn't even mention Connor Joe, but I like B versus GPP. Christian Walker's been hitting the ball. All right, so I like Freddie's my play. If not, Josh Naylor, Jesus Aguilar, Troy with that BBP, and a little Eric Hosmer to be different in Wrigley. First base. Any questions? See, every time somebody types on my chat, a thing pops up on my screen. Big E, Voit or Hosmer catching ownership? Oh, on Stochastic. That's also now Stochastic. Well, good for them. Congratulations. Obviously, they're doing well. Right now, yeah, I'm seeing Naylor Guerrero, but all right. Do you have ownership for second base, Eric? Well, Eric's looking up second base. I'm thinking Andres Jimenez is gonna be a popular play at second. Jimenez second and shortstop eligible. At Coors, Senzatella, Jimenez is on fire too. Probably the top play. 280 over his last week, 300 hitting. He's hitting 300 on the season, 7 homers, 31 ribbies for Jimenez on the season. Great season. So I may end up going to the low owned play tonight. If they're all going to Jimenez, you can play Jimenez at short. I'm thinking about going to Trevor Story. Trevor Story right now, unowned. He's back in a little slump, but he gets his matchup against Jared Koenig and the A's. Righty-lefty matchup. Story crushes righties. Right now, he's a top hitter against righties, against lefties, I mean, on the Red Sox. 310 ISO, 414 WOBA. He's got the top advanced metrics on the White Sox. Red Sox against left-handed pitchers, which is Jared Koenig. Sorry. Yeah, you guys are confusing me. I'm at second base. You guys are on first. Okay, so yeah, see, I'm seeing Jimenez is really high. Okay, yeah. I got the right too. Okay, Jimenez is a popular play. Johnny India is back. He may be popular because he's only 3.5. I may stay away from that. I like, you know who I actually like? Yes, Hot Rod 1995 story time. I agree with you. Story's my best player. Second, I think. That's what I just said. I think so. Good call, Hot Rod 1995. And this you can play Voit. I mean, Voit's probably hitting better than Hosmer at first. I just like the Hosmer price is more of a gut feeling, I guess. Okay, so back to second. Nolan Gorman I like. I think Gorman's in a good spot, hitting behind Tommy Edmonds, second leg of that doubleheader. Be a little bit different, maybe. I could dig that. Santiago Espinal. Now he's almost 5K, but Jordan Lyles, great FanDuel play. Santiago Espinal, great FanDuel play, $2,600. You got, yeah, 28, 26. Great call, great play on FanDuel. Same with Johnny India, 28 on FanDuel. Wow. Going back to what Hot Rod just said, Hot Rod 1995, and you say that, and Luke Voigt's number just popped up on my screen. And Kyle Hendricks, 493 Sierra. allowing almost 2 home runs per 9 when blowing out. So Voigt's right up there with Hosmer. Probably Voigt or Hosmer now I'm thinking about it. But Hosmer is cheaper, I believe. Okay, any other second baseman I like? Cavan Biggio is finally hitting. So I guess take it as it is. He's hitting. Well, he started 6 straight now, 5 straight. And that span 6 for 17, a triple, 2 doubles, 4 walks, 3 runs, couple ribbies, minimum price. Cheap way to get a bunch of that J stack against the gas can, Jordan Lyles. So right now I like him as Story or Jimenez, or maybe going down to a Cavan Biggio. Eric mentioned Cronenworth in there. I'm a big Cronenworth guy, of course. I like that Story, 5% low owned. That's second base. Did I miss anybody? If I did, tell me. If not, we'll move on. This Duran kid for Texas. He's hitting the leather off the ball, man. Ezekiel Duran, still 2,200. Last 3 games, 17 DK points, 21 DK points, 14 DK points. And then he had a couple offers, and a 13, and a 17. Kid's on fire. Hitting 340 over the last week. I dig that too. Machado's going to be a great, we'll get to third base here in a second. Machado's going to be a great contrarian play. So if I'm making 2 lineups, the second lineup's going to have Machado / Voigt or Hosmer. I'm right with you, Hot Rod. Okay, so let's go to third. J-Ram is going to be in like 100% of my cash lineups. You just have to. He's in cores. He's on fire. But investors in baseball, J-Ram, you got to play him in cash because if he goes off for 2 home runs, you don't have him, you're done. He's against righty. He smokes righties. 319 ISO, 409 WOBA. You got to play J-Ram in cash. Just don't overthink this. Just play it. Now, GPPs. We go right to what Hot Rod 1995 just said. Go right to Manny Machado against Kyle Hendricks. Righty-righty matchup, but Machado strokes righties. 219 ISO, 361 WOBA. Manny Machado, great spot tonight. Low owned. $500 cheaper than J-Ram. Love Machado tonight. You can't play him in cash. I mean, you can. But I just know if J-Ram goes off and you don't have him, you're on the outside looking in. So Machado, my top GPP play. J-Ram, 1,000% in cash. You got to play him. I'm probably playing. I wouldn't play nobody else at third. Maybe Wilmer Flores, but he's third base eligible on DK. And anybody that's been following me for the last 5 or 6 years know I have infatuation with Wilmer Flores against lefties. So I'll have a piece of him somewhere tonight. And he's due for a bomb tonight. So, but rank him J-Ram first, Machado second, and then a little Wilmer Flores. First base one who I forgot to mention is Rice Hoskins. He's on fire too. So put that in your little box. Pavetta, yeah, I met Pavetta's one of my favorite GPPs tonight. You probably came on late. I mentioned him earlier. He's one of my top GPPs. Even though he had a tough matchup the last game, he's been on fire. So Pavetta, yeah, Pavetta is probably like I'm going to use Cole, Cease, and Cash. Then I have no problem going Bieber Pavetta and GPPs, but I'll probably end up like a Cole Pavetta and then a Cease Pavetta, then like a Molly in there and some Bieber. But yes, Nick Pavetta, great spot for GPP tonight. Okay, third base. Anybody that I'm like not mentioning? Man, I don't know because you really can't go any further than those guys. Just take a quick look at BVPs. Marwin crushes Corey Kluber, but Marwin's done. Machado, Kyle Hendricks, 5 for 12. So that's more adds up to more of the Machado legend tonight. Machado's hitting a home run tonight. The problem is does J-Ram at 2? Flores been smashing righties 2 recently. Yes, Flores actually probably been hitting righties better than lefties, but a lot of it's legend. A lot of it's not myth because he's always hit lefties better. But this year he probably hitting righties better than lefties for Wilmer. So Rosario's shortstop Rosario's 22%, Jimenez 19%. Eric's putting the ownership in the chat. Okay, so shortstop. I'm not going to get crazy in Coors tonight. I just can't. J-Ram, maybe one more. We know about the Coors first game, all that stuff, and I don't know. But so where else can we go? Corey Seager against a righty, against Urquidy. Seager rocks righties. 4,900 sub 5Ks. Corey Seager, boom. Bobby Witt Jr., only GBP because I like Logan Webb. Correa, Gilbert, I like Gilbert. Correa hits righties though, 234 ISO, 367 WOBA. Willie Adames is fine after Stein that home run again the other day. I shouldn't say that. He had a couple since he came back from IL. But I think I like Corey Seager, my man. I think at shortstop. I think so. Rosario is the popular play. Should be hitting second. Really cheap on FanDuel, $2,900. So FanDuel, yeah, you play him. Bogarts cheap on FanDuel. What is wrong with FanDuel? $3,500 for Xander Bogarts. So, you can play. Yeah, well, it seems like on FanDuel you can play anybody, any position. So if you can play Story at shortstop, yeah. He's a lefty masher. Feels like I'm forgetting like a value play. You got like a Richie Martin value if he gets a start today. A Bryson Stott. Trevor Rogers is horrible, man. So, I used to like Rogers too. I thought he was gonna have a good career, especially last year. Had a couple good games. Beecroft. I used Beecroft last night. He freaking came through for me that 2-run double late in the night. Respect him. $3,800 against Bubik. Beecroft. No problem with that. Brandon Crawford. Miguel Rojas has got a BBP against Eflin. Miguel Rojas, one of those guys, if he's got BBPs against certain pitchers, and one of them is Eflin, he's 12 for 34. So Miguel Rojas that guy gets no respect, man. $3,100. No respect for Rojas. And he always seems to come through for me. Any comments at shortstop? I'm probably looking at then Corey Seager. Maybe Corey Seager. I mean, I didn't even mention Bo Bichette though. But why didn't Bo Bichette jump out at me? Should have. I got Dansby a good spot, I guess. I mean, Trey's always a good spot. I think I like Corey Seager, and I like Corey Seager, Bo Bichette. Man, Lindor. This slate is loaded. Good pitchers, good hitting. It's one of my favorite slates in a while. It's just gonna be tough to make a lineup. Outfield. Let's go to the outfield. So we always say on this show every day is we always have the usual suspects. I'm not going to name all them like Trouts and Otanis, all those guys. You know they're all in play. But a couple of guys that stand out. Yordan Alvarez against a righty, Dane Dunning. Okay, Dane Dunning's giving up like 50% hard contact right now to lefty bats. Yordan, 306 ISO, 420 WOBA, Crush City, 11 hits his last 5 games. Alvarez is probably your top play at outfield, I think, especially for GPPs, 5,500. Alvarez. Guy's crushing right now. Nelly Cruz, boomstick's crushing. But I respect Max Fried. We didn't even mention Max Fried too much, but he's GBP play definitely tonight too. Fried's a good damn pitcher. 1.99 ERA, last 5. So, Yordan, great spot. AJ Pollock. Smash spot, in my opinion, tonight. If his stats will pop up here for me, where'd they go? I got him as 5 straight multi-hit games for Pollock. 297 ISO, 378 WOBA, crushes lefty. AJ Pollock, so he's a fastball hitter. Like Pollock tonight. Looking at value plays, one value that jumped right off the page for me was Austin Slater. Slater is probably going to be in my cash lineup tonight for the Giants. So he's going to afford me to get some other spots. 2,900 against Bubik. Let me see. Crutches lefties, 230 ISO, 377 WOBA, elite numbers. Bubik gives up a lot of hard contact, like 45%. Austin Slater, 2.9 is my favorite value. Okay, Yordan's my favorite pay up. Who else we got up there then? that's really jumps out at you. The Phillies, like Nicky Castellanos against Rogers, projects really well. Really well. JD Martinez against Koenig projects really well. We mentioned Kyle Tucker and Alvarez. Winker should project well against Joe Ryan, but Winker's just not hitting again. So, yeah, Slater's a steal on FanDuel and DK. Slater's gonna be in my main lineup, no doubt. Yeah, Oscar Gonzalez's price has never changed. That's true. Yeah, you got Gonzalez and Coors, so I guess he's gonna be really popular at that price, right? So you throw in Oscar Gonzalez. Remember Gonzalez? I don't think Gonzalez has still hit a home run yet. I don't believe so, has he? Tonight could be his first night, but yeah, he hasn't. Finding that 0 for 4 game, just watch out. I'm going to a slide here, but you could go Slater and Gonzalez in the outfield with like a Jordan. You're off to the races. Yeah, I thought that too soon. I saw AC Slater. So that's the first thing I thought too. All right, so other outfielders, Rob Refsnyder, if he gets a start for Boston, definitely is 2-2, I guess. So you can get really cheap at outfield tonight, and then you can get your J Rams, get your top first baseman, and your 2 payout pitchers. We should be good. I'm looking at Cole, Dylan Cease. Wow, I just drew a blank on the pitcher. Cole and Cease. Got Freddie Freeman, a J Ram, Jordan Alvarez, and then I got Oscar Gonzalez, Slater. Maybe throw like a Pollock in there or something, and we're rolling. Trevor Story. Got a good lineup tonight. And that's pretty much it. Top stacks. This is what, because all the good offense are against bad pitchers. Cleveland's your top stack, of course, with a huge implied total. Sensatella is terrible. San Diego's my second favorite. Wrigley, Hendricks, hot, humid. Then we got Red Sox and Braves together. So they might not be very popular because they're all in play. The Padres may end up being the least popular with anybody going to the Braves. And then, one team that's not really jumping out a lot is the Blue Jays, it seems like. So Blue Jays may be, and I take the Blue Jays. I'd never get them right, but maybe I will tonight. I still watch Saved by the Bell too. Pretty sad. I watched Little House on the Prairie this morning because I was too lazy to change the channel. Okay. Dawn of the day. I want to say Jordan Alvarez, but that's an easy one. I'm going to say AJ Pollock. AJ Pollock is my favorite, sneaky type play. So it seems like everybody's going to have Gonzalez and Slater. And then this may be a chalky night the more I'm looking at it. And to get away from that chalk, maybe go Story over Jimenez or something. Something like that. And I said my stock. I think Pollock's my home run. I think that's it. Any questions? Eric's got Tyler O'Neill as his home run. I need to see O'Neill a couple more games, but that's a good call. Did you have a good game last night? I think that's it. So we got 6 hours to lock. Still a lot to go through. We will have our cheat sheet. If anybody has never seen our cheat sheet, by far the cheat sheet at YFC, it's been around for 8 or 9 years. I've been through every site. That cheat sheet is by far the best. It's one thing YFC holds their hat on is that cheat sheet. It's been through. We've had a couple of names of that site, but the cheat sheet's always been with us. And anybody that uses it knows it's money. It's cash money for cash games every night, by far. So we're going to run the cheat sheet free here in a week or so for a free week. All right. If not, thanks, guys, for jumping on. Good luck to everybody. We'll be back tomorrow. It's Wednesday, right? Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. for Daily Hit and Run. Peace.